Koingoa. I am the teacher for Aroā Pānui, and the reason why I chose this class is because I know that for those of us who struggle with reading, we want to get better, and we get better through practice, and we get better through knowing the strategies to get better at it. So this week is going to be like a bit of an introduction to kapai. I'm going to hide that because it's going to drive me nuts. There we go. I want us to be able to feel confident with our reading. And so over the next however many weeks, I'm going to introduce a different strategy to you each time. This one's going to be like an overarching one. So I'm going to kind of throw a whole bunch of strategies at you. And there's no pressure for any of them to stick. We're going to look at what good readers do, okay? So before we do any of that, let's start off with a karakia. So, hā ki roto, hā ki waho. Kia tau te mauri e kōkiri nei, i ngā piki me ngā heke, ko te rangi mārie, nice, taku e rapu nei, ti hei mauri ora. Oh, rangi mārie, you got a feature in there, babes. Right, so, just as you have beautifully done, it is the general expectation that you are not required to have your camera on, and you are, generally speaking, expected to have your microphone on mute. Don't feel whakamā if you do for any reason. But I know for those there are some of us who feel a bit nervous about it, and so there's no pressure to have your mic on. Right, so if you guys have been really good already. These are the two ways that I want you to interact with me in. You're so good, having so much fun. Can you put something in the chat? You could put an emoji in the chat. Somebody's put a GIF in the chat. But I want to see that everybody can put something in the chat so that I know everybody can do it. Why my type of message is so massive on my iPad? Hey, Vea. Kia ora. Hey, so good. So good. Ka pai koutou. That's what I want to see. All that engagement. Fantastic. Hey. Oh, love Forrest Gump. That film wasn't mentioned in our game. Cool. So good. And can everybody show me how they can raise their hand? Look at that. Fantastic. So finding you're at the top, you've got all these little icons, the one with the hand. Look at that, everybody. Right, can everyone put their hands down? So you just kind of click on the same button again. Fantastic. So if you have any pātai, any questions throughout this, pop your hand up or chuck it in the chat, okay? And I'm watching the chat here. I love the reactions, great engagement. All right, so aro mai, pay attention. The reason why I sent a whole slide to this is while you're with me, I want you to stay present so that we can get the most out of our learning. Right, our goal for today. We are learning to understand the strategies that good readers use to make sense of texts. Okay, by the end of the lesson, we might be able to name at least 3 things that good readers can do. And if we're feeling super onto it, we can explain why these strategies help with our understanding. Right. So this is how today's going to look. I'm going to read a story. I'm going to read a story to you, the story of Mauau. And then we're going to do an activity trying to identify what I did while I was reading that story. And then we're going to do more gimkit. Right, the kupuho, the new words that I'm going to introduce to you today. I mua I te pānui. So before reading, what do good readers do before reading? We're going to figure that out. I te wā e pānui ana. During reading, what do good readers do during reading? Whai muri I te pānui. What do good readers do after they've read? Okay, so going to mute. There we go, because I don't think that's on purpose. Right. So those are the 3 stages that we're going to look at today. Before reading, during reading, after reading. I mua I te pānui, I te wā e pānui ana, whai muri I te pānui. Right, so I'm going to model what goes on in my head when I'm reading a text. Your job is to pay attention to how I start my sentences, as we're going to use those in the next activity. And the post-it notes that appear are the thoughts that go on in my head when I'm reading. Okay, so here's like the title page. This is from a school journal. For those of you who have read from a school journal, they make them digital these days, so I was able to put it on a slide. So the story of Mauau, retold by Tony Rolliston Cummins, and illustrations are by Chloe Rewitzi. All right, so before reading, I've seen the title. Here's what I look at. So these are my thoughts. I grew up in Tauranga. I remember learning about this story when I was a child. I remember there were 3 maunga altogether, and one of them moved. Oh, I'm excited to be refreshed of this story. And the other thing that I thought, I think this story will be about how Mauau ended up where he is now. So before I've even read the story, I'm using the title and the pictures to help me think. This story is for Kihi Ngātai, the great chief of Ngai Te Rangi and Ngai Te Rangi Nui. He passed away on the 1st of August 2021 at the age of 91. Kihi loved his maunga. He walked around it 3 times a week. Tony Rolliston Cummins shares the story with Kihi's blessing. He used to walk around and go up Mauau every week. I'm remembering the views now. I think the author wants many people to know this story as it's precious to many. Long ago, before the first people lived on the shores of Tauranga Moana, there lived 3 maunga. There was Ōtānewanuku, a chiefly maunga or mountain, who ruled over the forest of Hautere. His body was covered in the korowai of Tāne Mahuta. Tawa, rewa, and other trees grew tall and proud. The second maunga, named Pūwhenua, was a great beauty. From what I already know, Tāne Mahuta is the god of the forest. The korowai to Tāne Mahuta, I can really picture those forests. And I've walked up Ōtānewanuku too. For her, Papa Tuanuku had chosen only the best trees and ferns. Many maunga had fallen in love with Pūwhenua. Finally, there was a 3rd mountain. He was so overlooked that no one bothered giving him a name. He was a pononga, a mere slave to Ōtānewanuku. He was known as the Nameless One. I wonder how Mauau started without a name. For many years, the Nameless One lived peacefully in the Hautere forest. During the day, he worked for his master, but at night, he played with the magical patupaiarehe. The forest creatures would slide down his back and swing from his trees. They repaid him for his kindness by massaging his tired body with their feet. I wonder what patupaiarehe are. I think they are these magical creatures here in the picture. One night, as the forest sparkled in the moonlight like a paua shell, the Nameless One looked out over the land. His eyes fell upon the incredible beauty of Pūwhenua, and he fell in love. From that moment, the Nameless One gazed at Pūwhenua each night, but she never once looked his way. The words paua shell help me imagine the sparkly forest. The Nameless One begged the patupaiarehe to help. He had to win the heart of Pūwhenua. But the Pātupaiarehe had a warning. She is a vain maunga, that one. She will only bring you pain. The nameless one didn't care. He begged his friends to deliver a message of love. The Pātupaiarehe were fond of their maunga, and despite their fears, they agreed to visit Pūwhenua. Oh, I know what that feels like because my parents have told me consequences of actions before and I've ignored them. Time passed. The nameless one waited for his friends to return. Each day, he scanned the horizon, becoming more and more impatient. The Pātupaiarehe were nowhere to be seen. Finally, they returned with news. Pūwhenua only had eyes for o tāne wanuku. The nameless one was so overcome with sadness, he begged the Pātupaiarehe to drag him so far away. This makes me think about being at the airport, watching the one to spot, I didn't write that correctly. When I'm watching a loved one coming through the gates of the airport, watching. He wanted to be taken to the moana where he could forget his sorrow. The kindly creatures couldn't bear to see their friend in such pain and agreed to help. They wove a strong rope from harakeke, then chanted a karakia to tāne mahuta, asking for his help. I've definitely stood at the beach and have just felt sad looking at the ocean. They tied their rope around the nameless one and began to haul. As they pulled, his tears flooded the land. Ka haere, ka mapu. I go and I sob, he lamented. And that's a big word. The nameless one's tears became a spring today known as the Waimapu, the Weeping Waters Spring. Throughout that long night, the Pātupaiarehe dragged their heartbroken friend. As they pulled, they carved a great valley where the Waimapu awa now flows. At dawn, they finally reached Te Moana Nui a Kiwa. I can relate to this level of grief. This makes me feel sad. Literally today, this day 6 months ago, I lost my nephew. So yes, feeling a bit grieved today. The nameless one was about to throw himself into the moana when the early morning rays of Tamanui Te Rā began to flicker. The Pātupaiarehe panicked. They were yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm feeling for my sister today. The Pātupaiarehe panicked. They were creatures of the night. If they didn't leave at once, the light would destroy them. Before they said goodbye, they gave their friend a name. From now on, they said, you will be known as Mauwau, caught by the dawn. I don't know who Tamanui Te Rā is, but based on my knowledge of the word rā and looking at the words before it, I think this is the name of the sun. Here we go. The Pātupaiarehe returned to the darkness of the Hautere forest. They left Mauwau looking out over the moana, his back turned on his love forever. And that is where he remains. Over time, Mauwau grew to become regal and handsome. He was now so handsome that people came from all around to gaze and walk upon his beauty. The author seems to want to tell me how respected this maunga is now. Today, Mauwau guards the entrance to Tauranga Harbour. He is recognised as a maunga of great mana, an important tipuna for the iwi of Tauranga. Many people now call him Maunga Nui. That might be the name you recognise him as. A name given by Tamatea, the captain of the Takitimu Waka. But to the iwi of Tauranga Moana, he will always be known as Mauwau. I did wonder why Mauwau had two names. So that was our story today, the story of Mauwau. And here are the thoughts that I had after reading. The main idea of the story of Mauwau is how the mountain got his name and came to be where he is today. I got part of my prediction right, but I forgot about some of the other names. I'd like to learn more about the magical Pātupaiarehe. Okay, so a lot of reading there. So I'm not expecting you to remember all of it, especially if we are still struggling, even if that was hard to read, which it may well be. Then we will do what we can with this next activity, which I will. Oh, it's just needing to refresh itself, but I've got a little activity for us to do. And it's an activity that involves your mouse, your cursor, rather than you having to contribute in another way. So let's see if this works. Chuck this in the chat. Right, Whānau, can you click on the link that I've just put in the chat? We're going to try and do this activity together. And I will know that you are in the, you're on the activity with me when you can grab, oh, that's me. When you can grab one of these and move it to the side. Oh, there goes my dog. Hopefully that link has made it to you. Open up that link and I want you to just grab one of those post-it notes in the middle and drag it out to the side, and that will tell me that you're in the activity and you can actually access the activity. Yes. Got one person in, that's it. Yep, drag it. Chuck it to the side like I have. So around the outside. Oh. Oh. Well, that's fun. Cool. Aroha mai koutou. I didn't realize that I could only work with two. Kate's pie. We'll do the activity anyway. You can chuck in the chat what we've got here. I will explain, because I do have another website that I am going to use in the future, but because I assume most of you aren't using your My Te Kura email, you need that to be able to access the other website that I've got planning. So who have I got here? The other body. Can you just help me click and drag these off to the side? I've become a silhouette. That's very helpful. That's it. That's it. Look, I've got a buddy. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to read these out, especially if even these kupu are difficult for you. I don't know. I genuinely don't know where everybody is with their reading. Kate Te Pai, Kate Te Pai. I'll have a chat with you individually after this, okay? Because we'll focus on this first, and then I'll help you with the Mai Te Kura stuff at the end. So I've got some sentence starters here, and our job is going to try and be to put them in the right box, okay? So we've got I mua I te pānui, so before reading. I te wā e pānui ana, during reading. And whai muri I te pānui, after reading. These thoughts do happen when we are a good reader. So I'm going to read them out, and I want you to chuck in the chat which one you think it is, and you can put yellow, blue, and green so that you don't have to stress about having to write the whole thing out, because we want this to go quick. So let's start with the main idea of the story was. Look at the clue was. The main idea of the story was. Which one do you think that's going to go in? And if you're my friend who's in this activity with me, feel free to drag it into the box if you think you know where it goes. Where would this one go? The main idea of the story was kapai, green. Yep, that's exactly where it would go, because it says was. I finished reading the story. Okay. What about I know what that feels like because... Do you remember me saying that? Something like that? When did I say something like that? The teal, kapai. It's something I read during, all right, something I thought while I was reading. I was connecting with it while I was reading. What about, I predict this book will be about da 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 because da 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 da. This book will be about orange, kapai, yeah. So before I've even read the text, I'm going to be thinking, what do I already know about this topic? I'd like to find out why. This could go in a couple of places. Any thoughts, Whānau? Teal? It actually could, to be perfectly honest, it could go in any of them. Hey, it could go in any of them because I might want to find out why something happens before I read, why something happens while I'm reading, or why something happens when I finish reading. Similar to, I wonder why. You'll notice here, oh, we're sad. Look, I've got a couple of I wonder whys here. Why do you think I've got a couple of I wonder whys? Why do you think I have a couple going? Curious? Yeah, definitely because I'm curious while I'm reading, but it's because I wonder things several times, can't I? I could wonder, and I'm actually going to chuck this here so that we can see. But I wonder why. I've got a I wonder why when I'm reading, and I'd like to find out more about. Yeah. So I'm always wondering when I'm trying to read something. What about I can make pictures in my mind? Hey, Te Pai, I can make pictures in my mind. How does that happen? When does that happen? At the end? In the green? Sure. I personally, I don't know if you noticed when I was reading, yeah, teal, kapai. It's because you'll notice that I said, oh, I can picture this, I can picture that. That's when I was reading. And we're going to talk about the strategy of visualizing. We want to make lots of pictures in our mind when we're reading. What do I already know about this topic? Huh. When would I think that? What do I already know? When would I think that? Kapai, yeah. So I'm trying to see if my prior knowledge might help me with some words I don't know. I predicted da 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 would happen, but now I think, this might happen. When might I think that? I thought green too, but yeah, and the reason I think it's teal or during reading is because it's the bit now I think. So when I'm reading, oh, I thought this was going to happen, but now that I've read a bit more, oh, I think this might happen instead. Okay, so that's going to go in our during reading. I te wā e pānui ana. What about my ideas have changed after reading this? Yeah, kapai. Finished reading it. That's a good clue, isn't it? Yeah, awesome. You guys are doing such great engagement. Kia ora. I think what the author is trying to tell me. What's the author trying to tell me? This could be in a couple. I'd be okay with hearing a few different answers. Yeah, I too would put it in teal. Yep. Yep. And you'll notice that I might have even put that in as one of my sentences, eh? What about I found this useful because teal? Green. Yeah, I agree with whai muri I te pānui, green. Yeah, because I finished the reading and I found this particular thing useful. I'm reflecting about what I've been reading. I haven't just read the words, I'm actually reading for meaning. And the last one, at the beginning, I predicted that. Da, 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 da. So where would this one go if it says at the beginning I predicted this? Yeah, green, because I'm reflecting on what I thought at the beginning. Yeah, kapai. I'm reflecting on what I thought at the beginning. So that's what good readers do. They are constantly thinking about their reading. Now, you might be going, but I can't even read the words, let alone think about my reading. Kei te pai. We're going to come to more of those strategies. Okay. The first thing I want you to know is that when you are a good reader, you are constantly thinking about what you are reading. Okay. So we will collaboration on that is limited, so I will stop sharing that. But thank you, and I will, not this particular one, but I will put that particular activity in the kind of classroom that I've created for that you are welcome to join, and I'll pop in the chat at the end of the hui. So let me just go back to sharing. Oh, we are doing quite good for time. I want to go back to this one. Pānui, I'm loving your engagement, by the way. Right, so we've done our activity, what good readers do. I think it's time for another GIM kit. So it won't be as long. We won't spend as much time. This one will be more of the 5-minute mark, okay? And some of the questions are feedback for me, okay? So I don't want you to just, now some of them are reading comprehension questions. Some of them are the text that we've just seen, and you've got to figure out where they go. And some of them have more than one correct answer. And some of them are questions that were related to the story that I read, okay? So the ones at the beginning of the lesson are going to be fun. And this one's still going to be fun because I can see the yays. But these ones are going to be specific about the learning. It's going to be revision, okay? And again, if you're struggling with the words that I'm choosing, kei te pai, I do have something after fact that's going to really help, okay? So let me get the next GIM kit going because we are just enjoying this so much. Let's go to 5 minutes. And the other thing I'd like you to do, screen, right. What I want you to do is chuck in the chat who you are, because I'm going to actually look at the answers after, because I want to actually see how you specifically meant. Oh, I'm indigo bread. All right, so I will chuck, oh, copy join link. Look at that. I can chuck this in the chat. There we go. Back to here. Okay. Let's see if I can get some other bodies in the kimu with me before we get started. Woohoo! Get in there. Lime leopard and copper cloud. Oh, look at you all. I think that's us. Right, let's start this game. Right. Here we go. Let's start answering some questions. Right, this is actually a perfect one. So the strategies that oh, and don't forget to put the name of your character in the chat so I know who each person is. I can see how these strategies help me with my learning. So if the strategies today didn't make sense, oh, kapai, oh, although you're unknown user, that doesn't help me too much. Oh, your copper cloud, kia ora, kia ora. Your friendly butterfly, kia ora. This is a perfect example. So this one's feedback on how today's lesson went. Okay, so the strategies, yeah, I can see how they help, or no, they still don't make sense to me. Fire, I need more help. That both, and you can still need help even with the yes. I could name at least 3 things that good readers do. And I can actually read these questions. This one I would like you to have after you've had a few. So maybe these questions are too difficult for you to read, so you might press no. We'll see. All right, I te wā e pānui ana means, Which one does this one mean? Look real quick. By muri I te Pānui. Giving away the answers. I wonder why. I think this one was all three are options. I know what that feels like. When was I thinking that? I think I was thinking that here. Oh, lime cookie, you're in too. I love it. Oh, it's so cool. Let's see what the leaderboard's doing. No one has gotten some money yet. Now, this is a short game, Whānau. You've got just under 3 minutes, so don't forget to actually go fishing. Right. Lime leopards onto it. Oh, I got a $10 fish. I am definitely going to go cash that in with my, I'm going to get all the money. 12 buckaroonies. I might try this lake. Oh, a fiver. Yes. Oh, I'm out of bait. I'm going to go sell the fish that I have anyway. Because remember the goal, that's it, lime cookie. The aim of this game is to have the most amount of money. So you definitely want to be making sure that you sell those fish. What was Marwell's name before? Oh, hi Daisy. One minute. Don't forget to go fishing and actually sell them. Oh, the questions can be quite addictive, can't they? Oh, my backpack cannot handle anymore. All right, better sell. All right, 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Now remember, my score doesn't count because I wrote the questions. I'm just having fun. So indigo bread doesn't count. 20 seconds. Make sure you've sold that fish. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game over. Woohoo! How did we go? Copper Cloud! Woohoo! Get it! Then Lime Leopard, you come in second because I don't count. Friendly Butterfly, Aqua Tree, Lime Cookie. Get it, Whānau? Awesome! Oh, I'm very proud of those results. Oh, that is impressive for 5 minutes, and you, yeah, you did for that 5 minutes. You absolutely smashed it. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so what am I wanting to do? What did my, yes, good job to everyone. Lovely attitudes. What did I want to do after this? Okay, so for those of you who, no, I'm going to do that at the end. And I'm going to go back to sharing this. All right. So here's what's next. Okay. So after this, it's really important that you log into My Te Kura and complete the check-in. I will show you how to do that if you don't know how to. And then after that, or at some point this week, I would love for you to complete the questions and fill in the reading check-in survey that I've created in Teams. And again, this is where you need your My Te Kura email. Again, I will help you with that. You can stay at the end of the call and I can help you. And then at the end of all of that, I'm going to show you how to contact me, okay? I have lots and lots of ways that you can contact me through the week, okay? Okay, so step number 1, let's make sure that we know how to log into My Te Kura and complete the check-in. Let's practice using our react button. Can you choose a reaction if you know how to complete the My Te Kura check-in? Ka pai. Awesome, okay. Because I've got 2 bodies that can't, and just as a good memory, let us, yeah, ka pai. I'm assuming that for now, yeah, because the react and the raise hands are right next to each other, which is not helpful. So I'm assuming when I'm asking you to press react, you can't ka pai. I'm sharing it with you right now. Okay, so can everyone see my screen where we've got My Te Kura open? Everyone can see that? Right. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So we're going to go to, now, some of you might be Te Ara Tipu, because I know that there's some younger bodies in here, but my lot are Te Ara Hou. But if you are normally Te Ara Tipu, go to that one, okay? The point is you're going to the My Korowai. You guys are so gorgeous. Okay. Then we're going to go, once we've gone into My Korowai, we're going to go to this menu up here and we're going to click on check-in. Okay. And we're going to go to the top one that says classes because we've just finished a class. And when we click on that, now my one I think looks slightly different. There's click on start. Wherever the start button is, my one doesn't have it, but I think it's because I'm a teacher. But you will have a start button and you will check in there. Okay. So that's the first thing. I'll go back to the beginning to show you one more time. So you want to go to My Korowai. And if you're in Te Ara Tipu, you do that one. If you're Te Ara Hou, you go that one. Then you go to the menu that says check-in, and we've just completed a class, so we do classes, and you complete that there, okay? And it will have questions for you there. Right, that's step 1. Step 2 is the work that I've asked for you to submit. It's actually in Teams, okay? So as I say, at the end of this call, if you need help with accessing your My Te Kura email, stay at the end and I'm going to show you how to do it, okay? So I'm going to share a link to this. And here is my classroom page. And on here is everything that you need to know, okay? So if you need to know where the join links are, so these are when my classes are. The assignment, so when I assign you mahi, that's going to be here. Here is a little bit about me. You can even book a meeting with me. And this is the other thing. So my class last week, I also recorded. And so if you miss a week for whatever reason, you can actually watch them in here, okay? So here is where the mahi's going to go. Assignments. So once you've joined this class, oh, that's right, because I can't see it as a teacher. It's really odd. So there are two forms that I want you to complete. That's actually annoying. I wanna see what it looks like. I think if I just go, oh, your student view, that's it. All right. So we'll just use this part for now. Okay, so thanks again for joining my class. By taking part in these 2 quizzes, you'll help me understand how to support your learning in the best way possible. Your score doesn't matter, okay? Just giving it a go helps me shape the work to suit you. So I don't know where everybody is academically. So by completing these 2 things, it's going to help me make the work more appropriate for where you're at, okay? So a reading check-in. Okay, so this tells me about your attitudes, what you think about reading already. And then I actually want to get an idea of how you go with reading yourself. So you've got a text here that I'd like you to have a go at reading. And then the reading comprehension activity is the form that's going to ask you questions based on what you read. Okay, do not forget, the world does not end if you don't get the questions right. In fact, I don't know whether you get the questions right or not. The point is that I get to see how you think, how you learn. That's what's going to be helpful. Okay, so that is your homework, because everything's homework, because we do everything outside of mainstream school. So that's the assignment there. You'll find it if you have teams. It's literally in the team section. It's the same aesthetic that we're going for. The home page has everything. So if you want to know where anything is, just go to the home page. It's all there. Okay, so the assignment's sitting there. If you want to see last week, that one is great because I talk a little bit more about myself. So if you want to know more about me, that's the one to go and catch up on. Otherwise, yeah. So that is, and the third one is how can you hear from me, or how can you contact me? Let me just copy and paste into the chat the ways that you can contact me and join that chat. Okay, so here it goes into the chat. Right. So can you thumbs up react, or do a react to that particular link so that I know that you've seen it? So you've got my email there. You can chat with me on Teams. You can text me. That's my work number. So if you prefer to text, if you want to book in a time that you want to chat on just one-on-one, there's that link there. And the bottom one is to join that class and use that assignment. But you do need your My Te Kura email. So at the end of this call, I'll stay on the line for a bit. And if you need help, I can show you how to do that. Okay. So please, please, please feel free to contact me about anything to do with the reading, or I don't know if you need anything else, because we're all whānau here. So yeah, so that's how you can contact me. Let's finish with a karakia, and then it will be midday, and then you can be dismissed, beautiful souls. You've been very patient with me. Thank you so much. Right. So there you go. So these are the 3 steps. Straight after this, you're doing My Te Kura. At some point this week, once you've attached yourself to the teams, and then you know how to contact me. So let's get ready for the rest of the day. Kia whakairea te tapu, kia wātia ai te ara, kia turuki whakataha ai, kia turuki whakataha ai, haumie huie taike. All right. I'll leave this here so that you know how to contact me. But apart from that, you are dismissed. Kia pai tō wiki koutou. Thank you so much for joining my class. As I say, if you want help with how to navigate your Microsoft email, stick around and I'll show you how to do it. Ka kite anō. Oh, kia ora to me. All right. So everyone else is sticking around. All right, I'm going to find a link that I think will help us get the ball rolling with copy link, copy link, copy link. That's what I want. Okay. So in the chat, so that link here should give you the instructions on how to access your Microsoft email. Okay. Let me just check I've given you the right thing. There you go, Microsoft setup instructions. So I'm happy to stick around if you want to, if you scroll down to the bottom where it says how to get it. Kia ora anō, we're just figuring out, so actually I'll put this on the, I'll share what I can see, so you can all, right. So this is what you can, this is what you can see in the link. So you've got, so I've shared this link with you. It's in the chat. Taina, can you see this in the chat? The link? Or do you want me to paste it again? Okay, it's fine. All right. So.
Hey, you're mine.
Right. So you just click straight on this link here. And then this is what you're going to use for your login details, okay? So this part here, I would just copy and paste, but your login name, so mine is katie.nemeth well, mine's different, but the at mytekura.school.nz, and that will get you into your email, okay? And then it asks you to change the password, which is the tricky part as well. Oh, this is the two of us. Yeah, kei te pai. All right. Kia pai tō rā. Ka kite.